Hello everyone, I'm Aka and welcome to my channel. If this is the first time you're coming across my channel, hi, my name is Aka, welcome. I'm 34 years old and I'm a mother of two. I think I can confidently speak on the subject that I'm going to be speaking about today, and that is how to prepare your toddler for a new sibling. Like I said, I'm a mother of two. I have a 7-year-old and a 4-year-old. In this video, I'm going to be telling you some of the strategies that I used to help my son come to terms with the fact that he was going to be a big brother and that there was a new baby coming into the house. The first thing that I did was I made a deliberate effort to talk about the baby. As soon as I found out that I was having another baby, I began to talk to my son about it, and I used positive language when I spoke about it. I used simple words, simple language. So I would say things like, "Oh, isn't it wonderful that we're going to have a new baby in this house? You're going to be a big brother. You're going to teach your new sister how to walk and how to talk. Oh, won't that be wonderful? Look at you, big brother. You're going to be such a great big brother, and your sister is going to love you so much." So speak positively and use age-appropriate language so that your toddler begins to understand that there's going to be a new baby coming into your home. Another thing that I did to prepare my son before his sister was born was to read as well as to watch videos relating to a new baby coming into the home. I always recommend this show, Daniel Tiger. There's a wonderful episode on Daniel Tiger where Daniel's mom is pregnant and they're preparing for his sister to be born. So there in the episode, we see all the emotions that Daniel goes through and how his parents help him navigate through those emotions. So watch that show with your toddler and then talk about it after it's done. That sort of helps you open up the discussion about potentially how they might feel when the new sibling comes and how to handle those emotions. Another thing that I think really helped my son come to terms with the fact that a new little baby was coming into our lives was going to my doctor's appointments with him. I always took my son along with me when I went to the doctor's appointments, so he was able to hear the heartbeat. My son was 2 years and 10 months when my daughter was born, so he was very small, but I made the effort to take him along with me to the doctor's appointment, so he was able to hear his sister's heartbeat. He was also able to see her on the ultrasound machine, and that made her imminent arrival more real to him. It helped him adjust to the fact that there was a new baby coming and that he was going to be a new big brother. Another thing I did to help my son prepare for his new little sister who was coming was to involve him in all the preparations regarding the baby. So when I went out to buy clothes for the baby, I brought him along with me and I asked him for his opinion. I would say, "Darling, which outfit do you think your new little sister will like? Should we get this one or should we get the other one? Or which toy do you think she's going to like? What colors should we pick for her bibs?" Like that sort of thing. So he was very involved in that process and he felt like he was part of it. And that sort of helped him shift mentally just to realize there's a new baby coming. I'm going to be a big brother. Another thing that I did that I think really helped my son prepare for his new sister that was coming was discuss what his role as the big brother was going to be. As I alluded to earlier, I spoke about how I would use positive and age-appropriate language to talk to my son about his coming sister. So I would say things like, "So when your little sister comes, I'm going to need your help because babies are a lot of work. So I'm going to need you to help me by getting the diapers and wipes when it's time to change a diaper. And if it's not too disgusting, you can also help me to throw the diapers in the diaper bin. Apart from that, you can also sing lullabies to the baby and play with her. That would be really helpful to me." And yeah, my son really embraced that. And in fact, he was very hands-on. Even during the breastfeeding process, he literally used to help me get her situated, bring her nursing pillow, help position her head. Because I already told him all those things before the baby was born. I prepared him and I gave him roles to do when she was born. So that was very helpful. Another thing that I did that I think was critically helpful in preparing my son for his new coming little sister was to maintain the routine. So we have a very strict routine, especially when it comes to bedtime. And just generally during the day, we did certain activities at certain times, and we always knew that bedtime, by then he was still a toddler, so bedtime for him was at 7 p.m. So every day, 7 p.m., it would be bedtime. In the morning, we'd wake up, we'd go outside in the garden, we'd have breakfast, we'd play with our toys, we'd do coloring, we'd read books. So I maintained that routine for the entire time I was pregnant. Nothing changed. We didn't deviate unless we went out and had to adapt. But yeah, we stuck to our routine, and that really helped him. Another thing I did to prepare my son for his new sibling was to spend more quality and intentional time with him. So despite being pregnant and very stressed and exhausted, I'd make the effort to take him to the play area or just to take him to the mall. Just the two of us would have ice cream, would have pizza, we just have those little bonding moments, just the two of us. And that sort of helped him realize that power has gone. Anyway, we'll continue. That just gave him a sense of ease at the fact that even though this baby was coming, mommy would still spend time with me. Another thing that I did that I think helped my son was a gift exchange. I read an article somewhere about it and I implemented it. So I bought a little gift that purportedly was from his little sister to him, and I also helped him pick a gift out for his sister. So the day he came to meet his sister at the hospital, his sister gave him her little gift and he gave her that little gift, and that it fostered like positive feelings of generosity and togetherness and family. So that was very helpful. And to this day, my son always mentions that. So clearly it had an impact. The fact that all these years later, he still remembers that pivotal moment. So yeah, that was very helpful for me in preparing my son for his little sister's arrival. Another thing I did was to set realistic expectations for myself and my son. So I let him know that babies are a lot of work. They take up a lot of time. So you have to understand sometimes if mommy can't play with you immediately, it's not that she doesn't want to, but she has to take care of this baby. But when she's done, she'll come back and play with you. So when those moments came, I would always remind him, remember, mommy said that sometimes mommy won't be able to play with you, but when I'm done looking after the baby, I'll come and we can play together. And that helped him. So before my daughter was born, when I was preparing my son for her arrival, I started reinforcing his independence, and I did this by encouraging him just to do more things on his own. So I would encourage him to put his shoes on his own. He's a big boy now, he can do that. To pick out what clothes he wants to wear, to put his clothes on by himself, to brush his teeth for himself, those sorts of things. And that helped him come into the role of the older sibling because he felt that, oh yeah, I'm now a big boy, I can do these things for myself, therefore I'm ready to have a little sister or a little brother. So this I learned the hard way. I didn't think that it would happen, but it did. I read a lot of articles before my daughter was born, and one of the things that was mentioned is regression. So sometimes when a new sibling comes, the older one will sort of regress in terms of behavior. So you have more whininess, more crying, more accidents, accidents, even in a previously potty trained child. So when my daughter was born, I saw that firsthand, and we we had to work on those things, almost like starting from scratch. But yeah, at least I was prepared for it, so it wasn't a big shock for me. So yeah, just have that in mind that your child may regress when the new sibling comes. Another thing is plan their introduction. It may seem like a small thing, but plan it. Is it going to be at the hospital? Is it going to be at home? Are there going to be gifts exchanged? So in my case, I planned that they would meet at the hospital. My son would come to the hospital the evening after his sister was born. And I told him these plans beforehand. So weeks before, I'd say, after the baby is born, grandpa is going to bring you to the hospital, and you can give your sister this gift that you got for her, and you can hold her and help mommy feed her. So that was in his mind the whole time, and he was anticipating this moment when he would meet his little sister. It brought these positive feelings, and when he met his sister, it was excitement and joy rather than anxiety and fear. Another thing, I know this is easier said than done, but be patient and reassuring. So this is after the new baby is born. Be patient. I know you're tired, you're exhausted, you are overwhelmed by this baby who needs you now 24/7, the societal obligations, everyone wants to meet the baby, everyone is coming to the house, all these different pressures, and you feel like you're going crazy, and your toddler is not helping because now the tantrums are their new big thing and you have to deal with that all the time. But just try to be patient with them and reassure them that even though there's another baby, you still love them and you still think that they're very special and they're wonderful, and that having a new baby in the house does not mean that your feelings for them have changed. Those are the 13 things that I did to prepare my toddler for having a new sibling. If you've enjoyed this video, please don't forget to give it a thumbs up. Don't forget to comment, add some points that I may have left out that helped you when you were preparing your child. Add them in the comment section below. I'd love to read your pointers. Thank you so much for watching this video. All of you new subscribers, you're welcome. Thank you so much. Feel at home. We love you over here. On that note, thank you so much for watching. I'll see you in the next video. Bye.